Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of Matchbox Mark's Diecast Restorations. Well, this restoration project I'm dedicating to my buddy Dan Russell, who's a faithful subscriber. He is a cancer survivor, and I've been in communication with him often, and he watches my videos, and he's a cancer survivor, so I asked him if he could send me some of his favorite models so I can do a dedication channel. And so if you watched my unboxing video recently I just posted, he sent me a whole bunch of models. So without further ado, Dan, this is for you and all the cancer survivors and people that have cancer. As you know, on my channel, whenever I do a restoration, I always like to dedicate it to some cause. Recently I just did a fleet of garbage trucks and dedicated to all the garbage men and women out there, and so here we go. These are one of or two of Dan's favorite castings. This is the Jeep Gladiator. So let me see if I can zoom in on it. There we go. And it looks like it is number, get my hand out of the way. There it is, number 71. So these are actually in pretty good shape. The doors do open up, and there is some carpet fuzz on the tires. So these have seen some four-wheel drive over the carpet. I'm assuming shag carpeting back in the 70s. So not a lot of detailing to do with these, just the front end. So there's the first one, and here's the next one, almost identical in their wear and tear. Actually, they're in excellent shape. I am going to restore the axles the best I can. I don't normally do that, but since this is a full-on restoration, so there we have it, the Jeep Gladiator. Only thing I won't be able to do on this model is drill out and tap a hole for a button screw, because there's absolutely no room between the bed of the tailgate. So I'll have to do what I always do. I'll have to do my rivet, head, and a little glue. So there we have it. All right, now I need to take these babies apart. All right, so I drilled out the post off camera. I always like to do that off camera because I feel too rushed when I'm filming. I don't want to make any mistakes. So the only thing I'm going to have to do is shave down the inside and make sure it meets up good. So let's see what we got going on in here. It's got the tab right here, which is a real popular way to mount these. So there's that. And we'll take out the interior. Very good shape. And I'm going to have to drill out that rivet in there. I'll do that off camera. And then here's the other one. Comes out. And this one here, it looks like it's missing the part to hold on the doors. So I'm going to have to see if I can find one from another vehicle, or see if I can make something to fix that, because we have to be able to hold the doors in there. See that this part's missing right there. So I'll see what I can do with that. Hopefully I can salvage it the best I can. Makes you wonder what happened to it. Unless it fell out and I didn't see it. So anyway, interiors are kind of dirty, but that's to be expected. So I will put the interiors in here and windshields, and let them really soak up in hot soapy water. So that's interesting. Maybe it was a defect from the factory, because there's no way those things can just come out, I wouldn't think, unless it came out through the doors. So alrighty, so I'm going to take off the tires and the axles and get these ready for stripping. Alright, so got everything taken apart. And I think I figure out how I can make this. I think I'm going to take a, where is it at? There it is. I think I'm going to take a split key, a cotter pin, and kind of bend it. And maybe that'll work. I got the same diameter, so here's all of the interiors and the windscreens and the doors and the bases and the trucks. And what's good about these Jeeps is there's no missing pillars, so hopefully everything will go very well. So, alrighty. So I'm going to soak everything in hot soapy water and put the models in the stripper and let them do their thing. Alright, so I just primered them. And they came out pretty good. Let these dry for a couple hours or maybe even till tomorrow. And then I will paint them a nice bright red. So there's the bases. And here's the doors. Alright, and then of course I put them into the oven where there's no dust. And there we go. Until next shoot. And of course I have to put on the no oven. So nobody turns on the oven and cooks these babies. Alrighty. Next stop, the paint booth. Okay, I think I figured out why one of the Gladiators, the door spring was missing. Like I said, I have an extra one. Well, this one here, this model has the door spring retaining mounts. And this one does not. And it's not that they were sheared off. I think it's a defect from the factory. Unless, Dan, you took these apart at one time, but judging from the flange, you didn't. So, this is going to be fun. So, I'm going to see if I can fabricate the retaining springs. I'll have to get out the micrometer and do some really fine tuning. So, as you can see, there is no missing mounts. It was never put in. What are the odds of that? So I'm going to fabricate that if I can. I need to figure out how. That's going to be interesting. So wish me luck. All right. So after a lot of trial and error trying to fix this spring, I finally had some luck. So here's what I did. I took some rivets, cut them, made them the same height as the other Jeep Gladiator's door spring retainer, and I took a cotter pin and put it across for the brace, and then I just glued the spring right on there. So it actually functions. So let me open the door. There we go. And then it shuts just like it's supposed to. And do the same on this side. There we go. So now I'm ready to take this. I had to put this in a stripper and take off the primer, so I'll reprimer that. And this one here has a few imperfections on it. I'm going to take my modeling putty and see if I can just Bondo the indentations. So there we have it. I think I'm about ready to paint these and primer them. So you see right there, there's some imperfections. So I'm going to definitely put some Bondo on there and smooth it out. Alrighty. Alright, Dan, here we go. This is the final shot before the assembly. Got all the pieces ready to go. Painted the seats white. Polished up the windshields. Painted the tires. Painted the bases, of course, brought them back to their natural beauty of red. And as you can see, I fixed the door springs so we can have functioning doors. If you're ever out and about on the weekend, you got to be able to open up your doors. So, all right, so I'm going to put this together and then the final reveal. Alrighty, it is time for the final reveal. This has been a really awesome restoration project for my buddy Dan. So hopefully, Dan, you approve of these, and hopefully they turned out okay for you. So once again, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to do this. And while it's going around the turntable, I also want to mention Dan's niece, Susan Titus. She lost her battle with cancer about 3 years ago, and she was 40 years old, and she left behind a son named Eli and her husband Ron. So Dan had asked me to do an additional dedication to her as well. And also I would like to make a dedication to my father-in-law, William Boyd. We also call him Pa Kettle. He, at 80 years old, got diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, double B cell. And he was given a grim outlook, and he survived and beat it. He's 81 today and about as healthy as a horse. He always likes to say that. So, anyway, once again, I'd like to thank Dan and for letting me do this restoration video. And this is also dedicated to all people that have had cancer or are going through cancer. And just know that through a lot of faith, you can definitely get through it. And as you know, in my channel, in my restorations, I'm going to start doing dedications when possible. Not all restorations can I dedicate anything to. So I did a fleet of garbage trucks dedicated to all the garbage men and garbage women out there. So there we have it. And let me bring the other one up here while I'm talking away here. So these are really fun to do. So thank you for watching. If this is your first time watching my channel, my restoration, thank you very much. Please subscribe. Thank you everybody else. I really appreciate you taking the time just to watch these and leave your comments. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. So thank you again, and we'll see you next shoot.